welcome back to the channel. I've got a 2017 BMW 340i over here, and today I will be changing the ambient lightings on this car. I mean, 2017 BMW 340s, they already come with the ambient lighting, but they're very dim, and you can only get two colors for that. The kit I've ordered, I'll post a link in the description for that, so you guys can see where I got it from and how much I purchased. I'll be replacing the ambient light, pretty much just putting them on top over here for this. There will be one that goes over here, one in the bottom. It goes for all four door cards. One right here, and then one in the center middle over here as well. Just so you guys can get an idea, this is the ambient lighting. I don't know if you guys can see or not. It is very dim. It is very dim. And the one I'm replacing it with is the whole kit. I have laid out the whole thing over here for you guys, just so you can get a better idea how this is going to go. So the good thing about this kit is that every single one of these lighting have their own modules. So that's module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I missed anything, guys, but just in case if something does come up, I'll explain that while I'm working on this. All right, guys, I'm going to be starting off from the front left door card. So that's front driver's side door card. This is the ambient lighting. This is the ambient light for the silver trim. This one goes where the door handle is, and this one right here is for the storage. And all these three have one module, and this is the power. And this is the power to all these three. So this piece pretty much just goes into the module that's over there, and these two prongs, they will go by your window switches. I'll show you guys this in the video as well, where exactly I'm going to put them. So in order for me to take off this door card, I'll have to remove this trim, and then it'll have a T25 bolt in the back. I'll take those off, and then I can just take the whole door card off. A screwdriver, try it out. Once you have your wood trim off, there's a spot right here where you have your T25 bolt, and then there's another one on the top over here. You just want to grab your T25 bolts out. Alright guys, once your screws are out, you want to take this trim out right away. You want to take this trim out, just pry it in there, pull it up, just grab like another screwdriver just so you have more leverage. There's no clips or anything. You won't hear any clicking, but it should come out easily. There you go. Once you have that off, there's a clip in the back. The way you remove these clips are, so you have a gray portion and the white portion. You're pushing the white portion down, and you're bringing the gray clip towards the inner side. So like here, and it should just come out itself. Now you can just pull this wire out. There you go. You have your piece off. All right, so your clip is off now. What you want to do is you want to shove your fingers in on the back side over here, because you're going to have a lot more access over here. And there's clips all around it. Pull it out. There you go. And your door card is off. Just so it's easier for me to do this whole thing, I'm just going to be pulling out all of these. And unclip these. Of course, so guys, the door card is off. One of the spot is for the lighting is on the storage over here, and the other one is for the door handle. So this is of course loose because we already took the cable off, but I want to make a hole over here, and the kit comes with the drill as well to the right size. So I want to make a hole somewhere over here. So here, okay, so somewhere around here, I'll drill from this side. So the hole is right over here, and of course the door handle will pretty much cover that up. And the other hole for the storage, you just drilled it from the back over here. So I drilled it already. It goes from here and it goes to the other side, and it's kind of hidden in the back over there as well. So the two LEDs we had on the front left door card, I'm just going to show you guys the difference. The difference between the one that goes on the door card or the storage, and the one that goes on your door handle is this. So this one that has a bigger hole, and the diffuser goes on top of this, and this is the smaller one, and I'm using this one for the storage and this one for the the door handle. So I already drilled holes. Just want to take the one with the smaller hole and just put that on the side over here. That's it. Just keep that over there, and just because it's still pretty loose and it doesn't stick in its place, just grab a glue gun, tape, whatever you guys want, and then use that on the side around here and just let it sit to dry out. As per for the other one, which is the one with the diffuser, I'm putting that in over here for the door handle. Same thing, put that in through the hole. Use some glue gun, tape, whatever you guys have, and let it sit to dry out. Now the diffuser you guys have, you can put that through this hole over here. You can just let it sit over there now. Okay, so you want to take the ambient lighting out. This is the clip for it. This is the holder for it. So what you guys want to do is, under the silver tray over here, the silver trim, just take a very skinny screwdriver and you can just pry that out. There you go. Just pry the thing out and it should just come right out. Once you have it like that in the front over here, on the back, you can just feed the whole thing and push it out of there. There you go. Okay, now this is all out. Alright, now when it comes to the installation, since we took the factory ambient lighting from here, we're going to put the new ambient lighting from the same way. On these BMWs, it can be a little tough to push this through. The trick is to the top of the door card, you just want to push that down, and then you can feed it from the hole that you took it off from, and you can see on the other side, and it just comes out right away. Just feed that down all the way. I know it's a bit longer right now, we can cut that afterwards. Once the wire is fed through, so on this kit, the black piece will go underneath the black trim right here. So just find a spot to lift that up and just feed that in there like that. And I just want to work your way to the front. In the start of the video I said that I'm going to put these positive and the negative wires, I'm going to tap them in over here, but I tested it out afterwards and the lights were not turning on, and then I just tested it out by splicing these wires, and I think this is a better option because it picks up a signal right away rather than just tapping it on the side over here. So again, the white and red wire goes with the red and the black wire goes with the brown wire. I'm just going to I spliced it up, I'm going to connect them together, and then everything is ready to be put back in. Alright guys, as I mentioned before, the red and white wire goes with the red wire, and then the brown wire goes with the black wire. You just connect the wires together. So all of this is connected, and the module is right here for the front left side. I already taped it up over here as well. I haven't put anything back on, but I'll show you guys how exactly it looked like. The main module is not connected right now, but I just have some help. My brother will just hold the negative wire with the terminal, just so I can show you guys how it is supposed to look like. Okay. So that's the one for the door handle, the one for the storage, and that is your ambient strip. So, now we're putting everything back on the door card. So I'm going to start off with this one just because it's a little bit more complicated. You can easily move this piece around just because there's nothing in the front over here, and then the handle is pretty loose. So the way this works is that this piece right here, you want to put that on the latch right here, and for the white side is a black piece on the inner side. Just pull that towards yourself, and this wire goes inside these metal clips, and these two things, the T, I guess you can call it, that goes on the bottom of the silver clips right here. So just feed that through like that. There you go. Now sitting inside, move this back a bit, and this will sit right over here and this just clips in. And now coming back to over here again, pull the door lever down, and then you can just fit that over here. It's sitting properly. So, and if you guys come to the front over here, you can see you have the feedback on that again. So the door is fine. Now we're going to put the other clips back in. And then this piece, this is for your window switch. We're going to put that from the hole on the bottom over here. There you go. This was for the old ambient lighting. We're not going to use that anymore because we changed everything. So you can just leave that sitting over here. Make sure this is sitting over here. And now we can put the, oops. Just line up all the holes with the clips. Go. Just need one space to grab on. Now you can put this clip inside like this, and then just bring, oops, like that, and then bring it around, and it's ready to go back in. The back goes in first, so tilt it a bit just so you can put these things behind this leather piece right here, and push it back a bit like that, and then push it down from the front. There you go. Okay, now for these two T25 screws, one goes over here back in, and the other one is in the bottom over here. So just grab your T25 bolt, and now you can just put your wood trim back on. Now to finish it up, pull the lever, and you just put the diffuser on the top here. And that's it. I'm going to do one more demo over here so you guys can see what it looks like. Alright, so this is what it looks like. This is your diffuser for the door lock. That's what it looks like over there. And for the storage, that's what it looks like there. And that is your ambient LED strip. Alright guys, so I've only installed this side over here, but the process is the same for all four sides. Whatever we did on this side, front left side, is going to be the same process on the passenger side and for the rear sides. The only thing I want to let you guys know of is the only reason my lights were working is because just to test it out, I had the main module connected. The way main module works is that you have one ground, which I just connected over here, and then it has a fuse which I put in over here. That's only to test it out. Once you install that side or any of the sides, don't expect it to work right away. The only reason I had this aside is just so I can test it out if it's working fine or not. But like I said, it's the same process for all four doors. It is a little different process for the center console or the dash. I'll show you guys that in the video. If there is any difference in the back doors, of course I'll record that and I'll upload that as well. Alright guys, so all the four doors are done, and now we're moving into the interior dash. So the ambient lighting will go underneath over here, and then it moves on to the other side and goes all the way to the back over there. There are four individual pieces for under the seat as well, so there will be one that goes here, one for the passenger side, and two for the back. So I'm starting off with this part right here. It's pretty straightforward. Just grab this and just pull it towards yourself. There you go. It just comes out right away. That. And I'm just gonna put that on side for now. And for the other side, just grab this side over here. I just needed a helping hand as well, so my brother is going to be pulling from that side. Just keep it over here as well. And I'll be holding from this side, and I'm just gonna start to pull it out. Okay, there you go. Find the space wherever you can. You can start pulling out toward yourself. Move that way. Okay, now open that. No, you're gonna crack from here. Some clips in the back. You're gonna have a few clips in the back. Just wanna take them out. Okay. So just grab this piece over here and just pull this out. There you go. Okay, I guess you have one more over here. I think I'll leave that in there for now. Yeah, I'll leave that in there for now. Just let that hang. Just let that hang. Underneath over here, I'm actually, instead of running it from the back, I'm going to run underneath the cluster all around over here. It's going to come off from the vent from the other side. So just grab the vent, place this underneath the vent right here. So this is how it's going to be sitting. Like that. Okay, so it's going to be sitting like that. And then just put the vent on top like this. Or actually, let's just put the vent in. Going to feed this underneath over here like this. That, and like that. There you go. And this wire can just go behind this right here. Just take a pry bar or pry tool, pull this out a bit. Now there's a trim. There's a trim piece right here underneath the cluster and on top of the steering column. Just feed the wire underneath there. If you move the steering wheel or adjust the steering wheel, it should not affect that. There you go. Now pull to the other side. Then you can just sit right here. The kit actually does come with an extension. If you guys do want to use that, you can run it from the back, and this wire will come pretty much from the back of the cluster. Just because it's a lot of work, it's a very big headache, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to use this method of hiding the wire underneath the cluster over here. It's running all the way from the underneath the wire over here, comes underneath the cluster over here, underneath the cluster on top of the steering column, underneath the cluster over here, and it comes out over here. Now this piece is on. Alright guys, I had to park the car inside just because it was getting really chilly. I've also taken this front piece off just because it's a lot easier to work right now. So we finished off over here. So we run the wire underneath the cluster over here, and the wire is just hanging over here. This is the main control module. I'm not putting that on right now because I'm going to wire this for all the footwells. So this is the ambient light for this piece right here, and this is the wire for all the footwells. So this is one harness for the footwell. It has 4 wires connected to it. So the way this will work is that one of the wires, the shortest wire will go to your driver's side, the one longer than that will go to your passenger side, the one longer than that will go to your passenger or your rear driver's side, and the longest one will go to the passenger rear side. So I'm going to put that aside for now. Clip this in. So there's only one spot for this where this clip will go. And take the shortest wire, which is this right here. This module will pretty much just go inside over here. We'll just hide it somewhere in there, and then just run the wire from the corner right here, and we're going to follow the trim all the way to the bottom. There will be a little bit of piece you'll see, a little bit of wire you'll see over here, and then this can go under the dash over here all the way to the bottom, and now we'll just glue that on the bottom over here. So where the tape ends, the shortest wire, just grab that and just start feeding that through here like that. I mean, this is gonna get covered up anyways, just because the whole trim that goes in the front will cover this up too. And then just put that behind this like that, and then feed that behind your climate control system, and then between your this portion and okay, so it's actually just clips, and this should just pop out. So like that, just keep the wire there, and then from there we can move to this piece right here. Okay, all the way to the back over here, and just I'm just going to leave this hanging over here for now because I'm going to wire this for the other footwell places. So this wire will stay over here for now, but once all the setup is done, there's another piece and this gets connected to that, and this piece will put the glue on this on the top over here, and this can just glue in like that. Well, I'm gonna leave this aside for now, and I'm going to move on to the rear driver side. Now for the driver side, rear driver side, it's the same thing. It's gonna be the same spot we're gonna run it through, but instead of keeping it in the dash right here in the bottom piece, I'm going to run it by the trim over here. I'm gonna move it all the way to the back. So same place to run it through. So you'll keep the wire. All right, and the same thing. Follow this line right here where we use the other one to go back to, and from there on, we can put it underneath this trim right here. This water cane, push that through in there. Okay, from here I can move it to this piece right here, like that. Okay. We'll leave this wire hanging over here for now. I'll take care of this afterwards when I'm plugging everything back in. Now moving on to the front passenger side, same process. And run this behind our climate control system. You got plenty of space over there. Just run that back over here like that, and then again come behind the screw over here for climate control. Over here like that. Run it back over here. So I'll just pry this out a bit just so I can feed the wire through this. Okay, I have to just loosen it up a bit just so I can feed the wire under between this point over here and then from here. Now this trim piece level over here, just take your pry bar or your pry tool and then pop it up a bit, and you can put the wire. And you can put the wire between over here like this. There you go. Okay. Between that over here. We have to lift this piece up a bit, just enough so we can get this wire through over here, and then we can take it all the way to the back over here and underneath the glove compartment. So take a small screwdriver, put that over here, and then pry it up a bit. Okay, once you do that, you'll see this side popping up a bit over here as well. Just grab that, grab this, and then just pry it out upwards like that. There you go. There you go. And now you can put this wire behind this over here, and then just bring that all the way to the back. Okay, I'm going to leave that over here for now, just because since this piece is already out, I'm going to take the piece, I'm going to wire for the rear passenger side as well. And the wire for that is right here. So again, just grab that, run that behind your climate control, run the screws for it. Clip off, and then it will just go underneath right here. Once you have that, just put your clip back in, or sorry, put the wood trim back in, and then now this can follow this right here. Well, one of them is going to go in the bottom in this way, the other one's going to go toward the front passenger side. Now for the second piece, or sorry, the last piece, same thing. You can run it all the way around over here to the bottom, and then underneath over here, and this can go between the or underneath the right rear seat. pretty much the back portion of the vehicle. So I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna plug in all the LEDs, and I'll see you guys at the front with the LED for the front trim. Alright guys, we're at the final stage over here. We still got to put the ambient lighting for the center right here. The final issue we had was to get the power and to find a negative. The best place I could find for the negative is this wire that's coming from the ACC from the main control module. So there's a black wire and the red wire. The red is positive, of course the black is negative. And to get the negative, I have pretty much wired this negative into this clip right here. So on your BMW it'll be the black and brown wire. It looks like the first one over here, but it's actually into the pin and goes to the second one. So it's the black and brown wire. That's the wire you're tapping the negative into. So I've already done that over here. I'm sorry I couldn't show that to you guys on the video, just because I was trying to figure out what's the best way to make this work. Now as for the other wire, which is the red, which is a positive, I already cut it over here, but initially there was a fuse that was in front of it, but this was just because of all the experiments that I was doing on the car, just to figure out what the best method is to get this to get the power to this wire. So this piece is already off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pretty much connect this wire. I'm going to connect this wire with another piece of wire. So I do have some spare wire over here, so I'm pretty much just going to connect these two, and then I'm going to run this wire from behind the dash. I'm going to take it out of here down to where the your ECU, down where your fuses are, and there's not actually a proper spot over here, but this is just to keep the wire hidden. And I'm going to run this from there to all the way to the trunk where the fuse box is. Alright, so I've connected these wires together, the positive and the other set of roll I had. I'm not cutting it right now. I want to take this piece off first. The screw that the size of the screw over here is T20, so just open this up so you can take the vent out. So just put a screwdriver from the side over here and then just pry it up a bit, and then you can just pull it out towards yourself. Just take that out. I'm gonna put that on the side over here for now. And as for the wire, just cut it as long as you can. So I'm just gonna do a rough measurement how long the wire I'm gonna need. So let me see from here to down there. Just face this way. So I already cut the wire. This is roughly, I'd say about 6 feet to 7 feet long. So what I'm going to do is just grab a whole bunch of this, and I'm going to feed it from this behind the dash. I'm going to pull it out a bit over here. I'm going to throw this down. On the BMW over here, it's pretty open on the top, and there's no cover on the bottom over here, so it'll be easier for you to just feed the wire all the way through. Okay, so you're pretty much just bringing the whole wire behind the dash, pull it all the way. I'm just going to leave this hanging over here for now, just because I want to test it out once I run all the wire to the back. Once you have it over here, I'm just going to throw this down from here. Once you have the wire over here, I'm just going to run it underneath the trim over here. I'm going to send it all the way to the back. Alright guys, so like I mentioned earlier, that the wire comes down from here and you can run it all the way to the back over here. I already had this piece off just because I was testing which fuse to tap the positive wire in. So it was a lot easier for me because I already had this off. But you can just pry this rubber piece out, and you can run the wire underneath over here as well. And this is how it's supposed to be sitting. But you can just like pull it out, and this should come out. And now you can run the wire underneath this as well. So I run the wire all the way over here. I can cover the wire under, I can hide the wire underneath this part right here, and I can connect it to one of these fuses. So this is the part I want to explain you guys a bit. So after testing pretty much every single fuse, these two are the best fuses I could find to tap the positive into. Just to make everything easier, picked up this from Amazon Prime. I'll post a link in the description. So how this works is that these two prongs will pretty much go into one of these places, and this 5 amp fuse will go in one place, and the other 10 amp fuse that the kit came with will go on the other spot, and I'll connect this positive end with this positive, or with this red wire right here. Let's say one of the 5 amps out. I'm just using the last one over here that's on the over number 6. No. Okay. 5 amp over here, like that, and then this will go to the 6 spot right here. Actually, before I put that on, I'm just gonna put the 10 amp fuse on the top as well that came with the kit. There goes my other fuse right here on the top. Now I can put this in on the 6 spot, so it'll pretty much just sit like that. Now this wire, I'm just going to connect that with the end right here. So if you guys remember, I'm running this all the way from the front, from the infotainment system, along the behind the dash, along the side of the car, bringing it to the back. Now I'm connecting this with this. So I've tested out already. All the ambient lightings is working, the footwell is working, the side doors are working as well. So I'm just going to connect these two wires now. Alright, so this is all taped up. Your fuse tapping kit is installed. So we're finishing everything up. We're just going to install this. It'll be good to go. So take your vent, put that back inside. All the wires are in now. We're just going to put this back. So your main control module, just hide that behind your climate control. Put the wires inside. I can feed that through now just because I know it's working. You can hide all of that behind your climate control. Okay, like that. The wires are in. Keep that over there. Alright, just put that back in. Okay, your trim is in now. Now for the final piece, we're just going to put the last ambient lighting in. And just like the other ones, just push that into the trim like that. There you go. For footwells, like I mentioned at the start of the video, this is where the light comes from. This is where you can just put glue, double-sided tape, whatever you guys want to put, and you can just put that on the top over here, and it'll just enable sit like that. You can do that for all 4 sides, and your kit is now fully installed. Hey guys, I forgot to mention very important thing, which I should have mentioned way before in this video. These ambient lights do come with the app as well. So what you do is on the box there's a QR code. Just scan that pretty much. You can download the app and it takes you to this. You can connect that with the Bluetooth, and then you have multiple options over here to change the color. So RGB over here, it is pretty much for your footwells and for your door cards. So you guys can see this is the color right now. I can just play around with that and change it to any color I want. A DMX is for the strips. You can change the color for that separately. So you can have 2 different options over here. You can have different options or different color for the footwells and different color for the strips. The LED controls everything. So if I change the color, you guys can see now it's the same color as the door cards, the footwell, and the strip I have over here. So LED pretty much controls everything. RGB controls the footwell and the door cards, and then DMX controls just the LED strips. You do have other options as well, such as you can adjust the brightness, you can reduce that or increase that. You can have a preset colors as well. You can change that however you want to. You also have some other effects as well. So this is one, for example. I'll change to a different one over here. This is the second one. And then I have another one over here. So there's a lot of options over here you guys can play around with. You can also increase the speed and decrease the speed for this as well. The same goes for the brightness as well. You can increase the brightness, decrease the brightness, and you can mismatch with the speed and the brightness. Overall, The door cards took me 30 minutes each. The footwells, they were very quick. They probably took me 5 minutes each. And for the dash, this probably took me about an hour, just because I had to put a lot of stuff out. The longest it took me was for figuring out where the negative and the positive is going to go, but just because everything is available in the video for you guys now, so it should be a lot faster for you. And that's it. If you guys found this tutorial helpful, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I have more projects coming for you guys.